Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakonomics, and in today's episode we are going to look back at the biggest stories in sneakers. We're going to talk about some exciting new models that have been announced for next year, and we're going to go through some updated images and some new looks at some of the most exciting sneakers coming up in the next few months. So let's start things off by recapping the biggest sneaker releases this week. And there really were only a couple. Here in the UK we had the Jordan 3 Lucky Green. I personally passed on these, but what did you guys do here in the UK? Did you scoop a pair up? Kind of feel like these came about too quick. I think people have had their 3 fix recently with the Reimagined and probably weren't really as fussed about these. It also brings about the question with the whole vintage aged midsole. Is the whole vintage thing starting to feel a little bit played out? I kind of feel like it is, especially with these sailed out midsoles, but feel free to let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. We also had the release of the Jordan 1 High Skyline, and it is a nice looking colorway for sure, and I've spoken about it already, but it's one of those shoes that is very much in the shadows of its own box. The box definitely trumps the sneakers in this instance, in my opinion. I also passed on these, but let me know if you guys scooped up a pair and what you think of them. So the big news in the world of sneakers this week was the release of the Air movie. This movie has had sneakerheads all over the world in a complete tiz. I think this movie gave everybody out there an excuse to break out their Jordan 1 Lost and Founds. I think this movie probably created the biggest mass undead stocking of a single sneaker that we have ever seen in history. I was lucky enough to see this movie a couple of weeks ago and I thought it was great. Very nostalgic. I loved the costume design and the set design. All of the movie props brought back a lot of memories having grown up in the 80s. But a little bit of a hot take, I kind of feel like this movie could quite simply have gone to Netflix. Didn't really need to go onto the big screen. One recent picture that has been doing the rounds is a picture of Ben Affleck on the Kelly Clarkson show wearing a pair of Air Jordan 1 High Chicagos with the swoosh reversed a la Travis Scott, and it's had a lot of people talking whether or not the shoes that he is wearing are reps, because they do look a little bit kind of iffy. They're a little bit shiny, as you guys can see here, but these, ladies and gentlemen, are customs. I don't think we would see Ben Affleck, the super celebrity who plays the CEO and founder of Nike, to be wearing reps in an interview for the very movie he is promoting. Rumors were confirmed this week that we are going to be getting a reimagined Jordan 4 Bread next year with an all leather upper. Mock-ups are doing the rounds. Even some images have been circulating as well, and they look awesome. Definitely interested in these. I feel like the Bread 4 is like a top 5 Jordan of all time, but part of me feels like this is a little bit heavy-handed from Nike. We just had the retro back in 2019 of the Bread 4s, and we're supposed to be getting a Jordan 4 Black Cement SB this year. And so with this reimagined model potentially coming out next year, that gives us 3 Bread 4 Jordans within a 5-year span, which to me feels like a little bit too much. What do you guys think? Another take is that maybe it's Nike's answer to the demand for these kinds of models and colorways, and is an attempt to kind of thwart the resale market by somewhat saturating it without over-rinsing the one single shoe. Is this an overplay, or is this a cunning play from Nike to stick it to the resellers? Let me know what you guys think about that. Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, has been pictured courtside wearing the Mischief backwards sneakers, and just by looking at the comment sections of some of the different places that have posted these pictures, I kind of feel like Mischief have missed with this shoe. A lot of people think they have taken it too far with this shoe. You can't find an angle where this shoe actually looks good on foot. And whilst the big red boots were playful and quirky and looked, let's face it, kind of cool when certain people wore them, these seem to be unwork-withable. And so I wonder if this isn't a little bit of a backfire from Mischief. Pardon the absolutely intended pun there. It's one of those ones that I probably would have just kept in the drafts. And so I don't see this shoe doing anything like what the big red boots did, but let me know what you guys think about these. Are you messing with the backwards Mischief shoes or not? New Jordan alert. We saw this week on the feet of Gentry Humphrey the mashup of a Jordan 2 Low and a Jordan 3. And I actually think these work. You See, the upper of the sneaker features the iconic Jordan 2 low silhouette, and then the midsole tooling comes straight from the Jordan 3. Now, some Jordan fusions kind of work and some don't so much. I feel like this is on the former side. I think these work. What do you guys think? We've seen official images of the third colorway between Nike and Cortez on the Air Max 95s, or the 110s as they're known over here in the UK. Kind of similar to the Pink Beams or the Pink Tings colorway, which you guys can check out my review on. Really nice sneaker, and it's really cool to see this collaboration happen, considering it was just a couple of years ago that Nike actually sued Cortez over the similarities with their trademark Cortez name. And in true Cortez fashion, I'm sure we're all going to be interested in seeing how they decide to drop these and how difficult they are going to be to get, but I really like them. It's a definite must cop for me. What do you guys think? We got some on foot looks and some in action pics of this year's Mac Attack, worn by none other than the man that they were made for initially, John McEnroe. And I've said it before in previous videos, and I'll say it again now. I think this could be one of the sneaker silhouettes this year that really jumps out and becomes quite popular. A, because it's just a sweet, simple, good looking mid-80s tennis shoe. It's been on the feet of people like Travis already, and I feel like the market is ready for something different than a mid-80s basketball sneaker like a Jordan or a Dunk, and these could well be it. I like these. I'm up for a pair of these. What do you guys think? Let me know. Powerpuff Girls are collabing with Nike SB on 3 different SB lows. Got a pink pair, blue pair, and a green pair. These are rumored to be coming out later on this year, holiday season, and I think they're nice. I don't know much about the Powerpuff Girls. No, honestly, I don't. But just going off the shoes, I think they are nice. We got some official images of the Air Force 1 Low Terror Squad, which in my opinion is a sneaker that has come out nearly 2 decades too late. Like, this shoe would have absolutely slapped back in the early 2000s, around 04, 05. Back when Terror Squad were really hitting and Fat Joe was one of the guys in sneaker culture, this sneaker would have done damage. But the fact that it's coming out in 2023 and it's coming out in this black and white colorway, most people are just calling these the Air Force 1 Low Panda. I definitely think they could have done something a little bit better with the sneaker, but it's still a cool one in my opinion. What do you guys think? The Off-White Dunk Low Futura are available on Sotheby's if you guys wanted to go and post a bid, but just a bit of a warning, bids are currently sitting between 17 and 35 grand, give or take a little bit. And so if you had hopes of landing a pair, you might want to reconsider that house deposit, or maybe rethink that Tesla. Speaking of having too much money, did you guys see this Adidas and Gucci trunk, which can house something like 12 pairs of the sneakers? It has a mirror and a retractable footrest and is an absolute snip at 120k. Some really nice detailed images of the April skateboards SBs, and these also look pretty nice. I'm a big sucker for teal green. I actually have the Sea Crystal SBs, which aren't quite as sort of aquamarine as these April joints, but yeah, these are nice. Official images of the Run the Jewels SBs, the lows and the highs are out there, and I think it's a dope pack. I think both shoes are bright and loud and vibrant. Maybe not as keen on the highs just because of the material. I'm not a big fan of that pony hair vibe, but they are still cool though. These are also going to be sporting the New Age SB box in that full-on cream colorway, and these are meant to be releasing on the 20th of this month for 420. Right, so before we finish, let's quickly chat about this week's most exciting upcoming sneaker releases. And first and foremost, on the 11th, you have the Setsuban Nike Dunk Low. This is a really nice colorway. It celebrates the Spring Festival in Japan that happens every February. And I think due to shipping delays and supply chain issues, it's coming out now in April. But good looking shoe, will definitely sell out and probably even be some sneaky resell in these, I would have thought. On April 14th, the Nike Clots and Cortez combo are coming out. out in the OG inspired colorways, the white and red and the white and blue. Don't know how you guys are feeling about this combo. I think it's kind of cool that they're doing something a little bit different with the Cortez. Not to my own personal taste, but I at least respect them for doing something different. April 15th, probably the big release of the week that most of you are going to be interested in, the Jordan 1 High Lucky Greens, aka the Celtics, aka the DMP 09 Retro. You've probably seen a whole bunch of early reviews out there, so you more or less know what to expect with this sneaker. I can imagine these selling out, albeit probably not everywhere instantaneously, so if you wanted to get your hands on these, I don't think these would be a particularly difficult cop. And that's about it for sneaker releases this week. Pretty much passing on everything myself. What about you guys? Feel free to let me know what you're looking to scoop up in the comments. Thanks as always, guys, for taking the time to watch. Be sure to drop a like for me before you bounce and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care for now and peace.